What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is obviously Like Crypto here, and you're watching the monthly Crypto Airdrops forecast for April 2025. Now, looking down back to March, it was a pretty abysmal month. Markets were going down, and this has not changed in the last couple of days, and there wasn't really anything big in terms of airdrops. We obviously had Walrus, which I did talk about on the last video. That was a great airdrop. Nillion was a very pleasant surprise, in my opinion. And then we obviously had Kinto, which crashed really fast, sadly. And I still believe it will go up since the public sale went at $15. So there was something that definitely went wrong there. I don't know if the devs were cheating their bags or what exactly happened there. But I do believe that there's still possibility that Kinto will recover in its price. Now, in terms of what is going to be dropping out this month, we have a couple of entries, some of them confirmed and some of them non-confirmed. We have the W coin from Ton, which I don't really recommend doing these Telegram-based drops anymore because in most cases they're like doing vesting, and claiming the vesting is going to be more in gas fees than the tokens themselves. So it's kind of crazy at this point in time. And then we obviously going to be having Bloom, which is actually pretty high end. So if you already started out doing Bloom, please continue doing so. Then we have OG Labs, Mitosis, Milktia probably are going to be happening. And then we have KelpDAO and maybe Inception LSD. So even April is not looking super hot. And we'll obviously have Hyperlane, which we'll talk about in a second. But fundamentally, it's not looking super good month, but nobody's farming right now. So farming is at all-time low, which means less competition. But that doesn't mean that the drops are going to be more valuable because there's less farmers. There's just no money to basically buy out these new launching tokens. But let's go back into looking our chart that we did back in December. Maybe I should do an updated version out of this and add a couple of more entries. So in case you want me to do so, please leave a comment down below. And let's start with the S tier here. So obviously people have been asking me, my old subscribers coming to me on DMs, like, what should I farm right now? And I've been saying pretty much to everybody, like, if you don't have any money whatsoever, do Monad testnet. Just keep doing Monad testnet, do a couple of accounts, definitely going to be helping. There's obviously probably some things you can do, like buy the Pythonian NFTs, maybe stake Pyth. Those might be also criteria for that Monad thing. Now, Meteor went through a pretty big FUD storm, so I wouldn't even move it back to A. Maybe on the next list we have to move it back to A because people are not, PR-wise, really in love with what's going on with them. Good news is Opensea definitely has now confirmed the token is coming, probably early summer, and you know, this is another one that you should be farming. There's some good NFT-based airdrops down the line, like Jira-sun, are very low floor right now. The Doodles are very low floor right now as well. So there's a couple of these good entries which could be like very cheap entries right now, which will get you airdrops, but they're obviously risky. But in the meantime, you're going to be getting volume on OpenSea, so that's a good thing. Now, Mitos is probably going to be happening very soon. As I said, Sonic is still a pretty good farming option. Phantom has pretty much insisted that no drop is coming. I kind of now believe them. And if they do one, it's going to be very down the line, and not this cycle. Eclipse still farming. I think Snapshot is happening in a week for the tapping game. So do the fucking taps. It's really important. Polymarket, not a lot of farming going on, but I'm doing bets every week. I'm looking at what I won, what I lost. I keep trading there. Polygon is super bad state right now. Movement, you know, I think it's good. Pump Fund probably going to be having drop in this summer. I was expecting Q1, but maybe later on. Walrus having season 2. Babylon is actually happening very soon as well. And then we have Karak, been waiting for that long. Totally forgot about it actually. And then we have obviously Hyperlane. So as you can see, like a lot of these things are getting locked down. Like there isn't really much anything in terms of like the B tiers or with like very far in terms of farming. Like soon there's not going to be a lot of things to do. Just saying, like in terms of when summer hits, guys, say goodbye to S and A tier airdrops unless there's going to be something mysterious coming out. So I'm just like, the overall thing is that you're not absolutely late to farm some of these things, but you're not going to get the full allocations, and that shouldn't discourage you from farming. Like Eclipse is still like, in terms of tapping, try to get 500k taps or a million if it's plausible. Now, very important and time-sensitive thing here is Hyperlane. You have to register for this airdrop in order to get it. Registration will close in less than 2 weeks. So well, actually, when this video will be out, technically in 10 days, which is actually a very rough window here. And that might mean that the people who don't claim are going to be... Yeah, so there's like mammoths and a couple of NFT. We talked about the mammoths and slots in the past videos. That's interesting. But what I want to try to say is that maybe we get a bigger allocation as not everybody is going to be claiming. And claiming going to be starting on April 2022. So at least you can claim it on a timely fashion. Then we have our newest entry on this whole list is TAC. And this is Turtle Club. We have talked about Turtle Club in the past. And they have now 2 different programs. And I have participated actually in 2 different accounts. So number 1 is TAC Ethereum. And this is going to be yielding you TAC tokens and Turtle points. 40 Turtle points per 1K deposit. So I guess I need to increase my thing. And then there's going to be additional rewards. I don't know if that is for all these... There you have Kelp here, we have Inception, Veda, Multiply, I don't even know what that is. Sol Protocol, I think they already had a 1 drop, a Bump BTC, some people have talked about that. We have USSR, no, not that, USR, that's what I was supposed to say. And we have Yield Fee, probably worthless. Renzo is having, what, 6th season. Stone also should be happening soon, I believe, probably in April, matter of fact. So there's a lot of points that you can get, and these are based on the pools, which are launching soon. So remember that each of these things have different points. So you want to do things that have maybe 3 points over here. They're not really one of them. There's a couple of, these are AMMs, so LPs. I don't do LPs myself. I think they're too risky. So I think the stablecoin ones are pretty good. And I think this APR, including the yield for the stablecoin itself. I could be wrong about that, but I have to look into it more. Does it say actually here? Or it's just going to be TAC. And TAC is going to be like a protocol on TON, like a EVM for TON or some shit. And TON actually been doing really well price-wise. Now, Gitcoin opened up a new give us fucking money. As if like developers are not getting money. Like they're getting millions of grants. So, like literally billions in grants have been given out to developers, and then they do VC roundings, and like developers are really spoiled. But I'm not going to be ranting about that. But obviously there are going to be airdrops, and there has been airdrops throughout the times when you're going to be dropping donations to Gitcoin. You're going to be getting maybe airdrops from those respective projects, like RubyScore, for example. Here, that is a project that might have their token down the line. So when they see on your profile, like, hey, this guy has donated $100 to Gitcoin, that might be a multiplier or it might be a criteria, and it has been a criteria in the past for many things. We have ETHOS here. Remember, I bought this device. That might be a 1 criteria here, obviously. So even throwing a $5, and it can be spread around multiple projects. So, I mean, the goal would be $100, $50, or $20. I've gotten airdrops with the $10, $20 in the past as well, so it's been pretty good in my opinion. But let's move on. Then we have one Monad related project called OLAB. This is pretty simple. You can do daily check-ins. There's a referral program. It's a bit buggy at times, I'm not gonna lie. Like especially when it comes to creating out your own smart contract wallet. Having a bit of problems with myself with that, but try a different browser, try a different wallet. And here's my referral code. It's going to be on the comment section below, so in case you want to do that, yeah. And we're going to be doing, I think a lot of people want to see like a proper Monad airdrop guide, and I need to get more farming into Monad as well, so we're going to be talking about that in a future video. So in case you want to see a specific chain, an airdrop guide for a specific chain, let me know in the comment section below. Then we have Tia. We have talked about this for months. Pretty simple drop with multitudes of different things to do. Now they just announced, they sent an email that you need to do KYC through, what was there was like ZK, one of these like decentralized platforms where you can do probably like different type of KYC. We're not talking about like a full one. I think you just need to do like a verification of some data. So it's like not a full KYC, but that will be criteria for this airdrop, which is bullish, which will mean, oh yeah, there it is. So you have to do it with ZK Pass. ZK Pass. I think you just can like paste in verify your Binance account, and you should be getting out these different things. So this is something you definitely want to do. And if you've been farming already. So I think the TIA could be, I think the rate is $10 million. So this could be a nice $100 airdrop or $200 airdrop. I don't know. And now that they have this, KYC thing coming out, that will weed out a lot of the sideball bullshit. So that's going to be just meaning more bigger backs for us. Another one, a new stablecoin thing called Infini Finance. And I'm obviously very into now stablecoins, as it is bear market. Anything that gives me a 30% APY on the dollar seems pretty good deal to me. And get up airdrop on top of that. That's a pretty lucrative deal. And right now it's on just a wait list, so you can't get into it right yet. And then we have Kairos. This is on Solana. So if you have Solana lying around, you're obviously doing different types of LSTs. Solanayer was a decent airdrop. I mean, given out how much I had there, I get a pretty decent drop in my opinion. Obviously I bought into the private sales well and I made a good flip there. This is another one where you can transform your Solana into KaiSol. I'm doing this with multiple accounts, seeing how it goes. Maybe it will be linear, will it be non-linear, who knows. But right now you don't want to have like Solana natively staked, as it never gets you airdrops, and you obviously have the unstaking time, so you definitely want to have these LSTs. Tokens, there's a couple of choices, but probably Kairos is the best one right now. And then lastly, we have Illuvium coming back, so if you're looking for Web3 gaming stuff, Guns is going into play to earn, off the grid, and this is starting out, well, today, and basically playing out the game will be getting you rewards. I have to actually look into more, and I will have my own invitation code to the Illuvium, like I have I think it's called Lite, the promo code, the creator code, and kind of like what Epic Games has. And there's a couple of different ways to earn. This seems to be more PvP orientated, but there's a lot of things to hear which I'm not be able to break down in a whole video. Now, this month's episode obviously has a lot less entries than usual, so we'll be ending up a bit more shorter entry on our general airdrops. But the thing is that a lot of going back into what I said earlier, there hasn't really been a lot of new projects launching, and if they have been extremely low quality, and I don't want to feature them like these weird email websites which have no GitHubs, nothing really substantial. It's just a waste of time. And so right now we're just gonna have to focus on the things that are on the what you've been farming for months now. Just keep going at them, all the existing ones. And maybe there will be some new ones along the summer. Usually there's a bit of like a summer airdrop season, or Solana summer will be hitting out soon. But once again, like the airdrop season is going to be slowing down after the summer especially. And right now is like, if ever, to get back into farming, because after on the summer, there might not be as many great opportunities. Just saying. So making money will be a lot harder as we go further down the year. So hopefully this was insightful for you guys, and obviously you can find all the links down below in the description. Make sure to subscribe, like, join the membership, Liger Plaque, very cheap, $1 only, and that was probably the only one that actually showed the membership. But yeah, thanks for watching, see you soon.